Hey guys, we're really excited. Tammy and I are here to go over some of these calculations that we talked about before, but go into a little bit more how you can see where you set these prices on Amazon and some of the other things that we didn't talk about last time with regards to the multiple copies and number one. And then number two, I've developed a tool to assist in this whole process.
Yay!
So we want to go over that. So hopefully keep this, if you followed the last video we did or last live in the second week, we talked about pricing. So a lot of this is the same type of thing, but we're going to show some additional pieces of it. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the Amazon print on demand. And as a reminder here, how we calculate the cost of this is first we have to look at what the fixed cost is to figure out your printing cost, the number of pages, and the per page cost. So in a black ink 75 pages, the fixed cost is $2.15, and there's no additional fee for a page per cost amount up to 108 pages. So if you're between 24 and 108 pages, it's just a fixed cost of $2.15. Just as a reminder, as this document I shared with you before, we had this data table here which shows you between 24 and 108, it's $2.15. Between 110 and 828, it's 85 cents fixed, and then 1.2 cents per page. On color, 24 to 40 is a fixed cost of $3.65, no additional page cost. And then between 42 and 500, it's 85 cents, also like the black, but 7 cents per page. So we have to figure all of those out into this formula. So in this particular case, like I said, for a 75-page black ink, it's just $2.15. To figure out what to put into Amazon, that's the difficult part. So right now, we pre-figured it out as being $20.25. That would yield a royalty of $10, and this is under our original goal that each person, the business and the author, gets $5 each. So how do you determine what this value is? So if you go into Amazon and you look at a particular journal, so we have a journal here that has a price of $7.77. So if you hover over that, actually click on it.
Oh boy.
Hey guys, sorry about that. We had to log into the account. So anywho, when you are on Amazon and you have your book uploaded, one of the things that you'll see is you have a price you can put in. It'll calculate the printing cost and your royalties. And our goal was to get this to be equal to $10. So like I said, we had a price in there, but how would you know what to do? So if this is $2.50 and you wanted to make 10, so maybe it's, $10 more. So if I put in here $17, does a calculation, well, it's 802. Well, okay, well, that's not quite right. So I can hit 19, not quite there. 20, almost there.
Almost there.
21. Oh, now we're over. 20. Oops, we did that before. 0.5. Slightly over again. Point, I think 3.1 is what it was. There you go. $10. So I finally was able to figure that out. And that was the problem we were running into. I know, Tammy, you were. It's like, how do you, this is a royalty. We're trying to do a round number for the business and for the author themselves. And it's like you have to keep going back and forth, back and forth. It's kind of a pain. The other aspect of it is while you can do this, and maybe it doesn't take you that long, this is after you have your book uploaded.
Right.
If you've not have your book created yet and you're trying to work with a business to tell them, okay, this is what the cost is going to be and what your royalty is going to be, you can't use this process with that until your book is there.
And I found that out the hard way.
Yeah, exactly. So anyhow, if we go back to the calculation, actually it came out to 2025. Not sure. Oh,
The
I know
pages
why.
were wrong.
Sorry, that's
Different-
right.
not wrong.
This
Right.
particular book, good point, is 111 pages. We were looking for an example here of 2025 being 75 pages. So it's over the 108 process. So you have a 1.2 cents per page book, times 111. So you have to do a full calculation to get that. So what I wanted to do is can we make this easier?
Yes.
And create a tool that will assist that. So created a KDP royalty calculator. If you decide to want to use this tool, if you got it, you would download it. You would double click on that, and it would open up. Little message is going to say, do you want to enable macros, which you would want to do in this particular case because it's using some Excel macros to do the calculations. And then what it does is it pulls up this calculator. So in this particular case, this is a print-on-demand book. It's a black ink. It is 111 pages, and we wanted to do $5 royalty for both the business and the author. And we'd calculate it and see, boom, it tells you exactly what that price is or should be for that.
That's such a relief. That's great.
This is we'll have to fix that later. But it does that calculation for you automatically. You don't have to do the back and forth and trying to figure all of those things out. And again, you can change this to whatever color you want. This is on the print on demand, number of pages, royalty, how you want that split, whether they have a royalty or not. So it makes life much easier.
Well, data dude, thank you.
Yeah.
This is not my thing, but luckily I'm married to a guy who loves numbers, and when I came to him trying to figure this out, he goes, I can create a calculator for you. So we wanted to share this with you.
Yep.
And make this an easier transition than I had personally. Thank you, Rob.
Yeah, you're very welcome. So so that's what this portion of it. I just wanted to talk about the Amazon POD, just give you an example of what that iterative process is going back and forth until you finally get to the price, because we're looking for a specific number that we're trying to achieve. So it just assists in that whole process.
So much easier.
Yeah.
So much easier.
Perfect.
And this isn't the part that I really want to work on all the time. I want to do the business part. This is nice just to be able to calculate these numbers quickly.
100%.
Thank you.
Cool. Anything else with regards to print on demand at this point with regards to pricing?
No, I think that shows a good example.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll talk about the author's copy in a second. Alrighty, so now we want to talk about author's copy. So we're going to go over the process. We've talked about this before, but I just wanted to go over it again. So for an author's copy, we'll do this example, black ink, 130 pages. Because it's over 108, then you have a per page cost, and go over again how you calculate it, and then how the calculator will do it for you automatically. So as we talked about before, fixed cost is 85 cents. It's 130 pages, so you get 1.2 cents per page. This particular case, you multiply that out, becomes $1.56. Add those together. $2.41 is your printing cost. The shipping cost is let me go down to these data tables. For one copy, it's $3.59 for the cost, a fixed rate. And we'll talk about when you have additional copies, how that fits in a moment on the next step. So we have the shipping cost, and then sales tax we'll talk about in a second also, but we'll just estimate it as 90 cents here. And so the bill, or how you calculate what you're going to charge your business, is your printing cost plus your shipping cost plus your sales tax. That's normally what Amazon is going to charge you, and then you tag on your royalty that you want to achieve to give you the dollar amount that you are going to charge the business to make your royalty. So in this particular case, $2.41 plus $3.59 plus 90 cents tax plus $5 royalty is $11.90 that you're going to charge the business, and that includes your royalty. If the business then wants to make money on the book, then they would add on whatever they want to make to that price. In this particular example, the goals we were trying to achieve is both the business and the author make $5 each.
And this is the physical copy. Just
That's
to
correct.
Remind everybody, it's a physical copy, not buying it.
Exactly, and this would be for the business. They want to have it at their physical location that they want to sell to their customers, or a giveaway if they don't want to make money, whatever the case is. But yeah, this would be the physical book that they have at their physical location. So that's the process that you would go through. If we go to the calculator, we're going to choose, in this particular case, author's copy. We're going to do a black ink. We're going to do 130 pages, and we want to do a $5 royalty for each. And I'm going to change this tax to 90 cents and then hit calculate. And basically it's going to say the wholesale price is $11.90, and then the business can make $5 if they charge $16.90. And again, business wholesale is $11.90, and that's what we got here. So it does all this calculation for you automatically. You don't have to figure it out yourself. Like Tammy said, you want to go out to the business and talk to them about doing the work for them. You don't want to have to calculate all these prices, go through these steps every single time you're trying to figure out how much to charge the business.
Yeah, and it's right at your fingertips versus having to do all this ahead of time and figuring it out and what do they want. And then they change up how many they want, color they want, black and white. Number of pages. It was a little bit tricky.
Every time you do the iteration of things. And, even if you're a data person like me, it's still a lot of work to go through this process every single time. Yeah, you can create some spreadsheets and stuff, but it's just so much easier to, just put the updated values and hit calculate and go through that. And a lot of people are not data people like you.
Like me.
So this becomes very difficult for you and cumbersome, and it's like, that's just not what you want to do. So. Yeah,
that's great. Yep, and the business person can charge whatever they want. We're just showing an example.
Exactly.
It doesn't have to be $5. Once you set your price and it's on them, they can charge whatever they want to charge.
100%. Yeah, this was just an example of $5 each. So, all right. Yeah. Anything else for this?
I think that's great.
Okay, perfect. Alrighty. So now we want to go over another situation with the author's copy, but now we're going to order more than one copy of the book for the business. So before we were just showing the example of one, they're just having, the cost of one book. Most likely they're going to have more than one. So here's an example if they wanted to get 5 authors' copies that they could resell in their physical location. So a lot of this is very similar. We're going to do black ink, 150 pages. So again, the fixed cost is 85 cents. 150 pages times 1.2 cents comes out to $1.80. And then you add in the fixed cost. So the total printing cost is $2.65 per for the book itself, for each copy. And then the shipping costs, and we're going to use this again down a little bit further. I'll show you that. The shipping cost is what we showed before. Let me go back up to this. So this would be the case of 5 books or 5 copies. Thank you. You have the first amount is $3.59 is fixed, and then between 2 and 9 copies, it's 59 cents for each additional copy. So that's where you would figure out your shipping cost is $3.59, and then we're going to add in 4 times 59 cents because this is for the first one and then this is for the rest of the 4. So that becomes $2.36 plus the $3.59. So your total shipping cost is $5.95 for 5 copies. Sales tax, I'll show you a little bit here when we do the calculator how we can put those in here. Well, but right now we're just going to estimate $1.50. So to calculate what we're going to charge the business is your printing cost plus your desired royalty multiplied by the number of copies. And then we're going to add in our shipping costs, which we already took into account the cost of the number of copies, and then add in the sales tax. So in this particular case,
oh boy, I'm already overwhelmed.
It's $2.65 plus $5. We're going to add those together, and then we're going to multiply that by 5. Then we're going to add in $5.95 and $1.50. So $2.65 plus 5 is $7.65 times 5. Then add in the $5.95, $1.50. $7.65 times 5 is $38.25. Then we're going to add in the shipping cost and the tax. Total that you're going to charge the business is $45.70. And that, again, that includes your $5 royalty. And then what the business can do is the cost per wholesale book for them is the $45.70 divided by the number of copies of 5. So to them, it's $9.14. If they then want to make a $5 profit, they would add that to the $9.14, which comes out to $14.14.
Okay. Wow.
Piece of cake, huh?
Yeah.
Clear as mud, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
So instead of having to do all of this, we can have the calculator do that for us. So we're going to go to the calculator. We're going to clear out what we had from before. We're going to do author's copy, black ink, 150 pages.
Was it 150?
Yes.
Okay.
And we want to make 5. They want to make 5. We're going to do 5. I'm just going to leave the tax at $1 right now, and we're going to hit calculate. So it'll calculate everything for this automatically, $45.22. But it's close. Now, if we go back to the cost here, we said $45.70, but that we assumed it was $1.50 tax. So let me just put that in as an example. So we're going to update this to whatever the tax is, 1.5, then recalculate. So it comes out to $45.72. Cost per book, slight rounding error. Cost per book, $9.14. They add in the 5, $14.14. So that if we go back to the original, 45, the calculator says $45.72. Again, slight rounding error, but their costs, that's what you're charging them. That includes everything in there for 5 copies, and their cost wholesale wise is $9.14. And if they wanted to then make 5, they would charge $14.14. And that's what the calculator is telling you here. $14.14, $9.14, $45.72. So all done for you. Yeah. You don't have to do it. Makes life so much easier.
I was sweating there for a while.
And it just makes life so much easier when you can just kind of preliminary talk to the business or run different scenarios and get a sense of them. This is what's going to cost you, and then what can you do to reduce that. It's like, black ink versus color ink, number of pages, those type of things, or maybe the royalty that you want to achieve yourself and or the business. So it gives you the ability to quickly run through these scenarios and be able to provide that information to them.
No, it's very handy that way. It just makes life a lot easier and quick.
Yeah.
It's quick.
Yeah. Let me, now the tax, as I was showing here, we're manually putting these in. To build this in would be very difficult because depending on where you live and your location, state, some have tax, some don't have tax, etc. You can put whatever that value is. I know a lot of people use TaxJar, so I did find a tax. We can put this link here, but essentially it's taxjar.com. And then /sales-tax-calculator.
Easy for you to say.
I know. So you can put in, your street, city. I just used LA as an example. So if you were going to if you're in LA and zip code 9001, your tax rate is 9.5%. So we can then, instead of where I did $1.50 there, right? It was $45.72, right? Was that the right amount? Yeah, $45.72. So if I took 45.72 times 0.095 equals 434. So instead of doing $1.50 here, we do 4.34, and then you hit calculate, and it'll calculate now. It's 98.56, and so slightly higher based on a more accurate tax rate. So wherever you are going to have the book shipped, either to your location that you're going to take to the business or where you're going to ship them to, you can then put that address in, or at least if you know the city, you can estimate the taxes. This calculator is pretty accurate. There's maybe some rounding errors, but it's always, it's just an estimate, but those numbers may change slightly depending on when Amazon actually is shipping it, but this should be pretty close to what you're going to actually be charged and be able to charge the business.
Yes, I think it's fantastic. Great job.
Yeah.
Great job.
Anything else you want to talk about?
No, I think the taxes is basically the one thing I think everybody needs to know how to put that value in there for themselves.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. It defaults, I just put $1 in there. So just make sure as you're going through this that you put in the proper tax amount that you're going to put in there.
Great. No, I think that's great.
Okay. Well, fantastic. So we'll do this is the video that talks about it. We'll do a different post that'll talk about if you are interested in purchasing this, where to go and how much it'll cost you. So we just wanted to go over the mechanisms of how to use this particular calculator.
Very exciting. Thank you so much for doing this.
Yeah, you bet. I'm excited to do it.
And this makes my job a lot easier, I got to tell you.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Well, thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Feel free to tag me in the post if you have any questions as you're using it, and we'll have other connections if you decide to purchase it. We'll have a connection with you.
Great.
Okay.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.